Welcome to Book Boop, where today I will be doing a fall recommendations video. So I'll be giving you some different books that remind me of fall that I personally love and give me kind of like that creepy fall vibe. So I've got, I think, 6 different books to share with you all today. I'll try to keep it real snappy. Also, I hope you enjoy my lovely lit up spider web in the back. It's so fun. I love Halloween decorations. Oh, before I get into it, I wanted to say thank you so much to Paul of Paul Reads for showing my channel in one of his videos where he talked about some different smaller YouTubers, and he focused on me and several other different smaller YouTubers. Thank you so much for doing that. That's unbelievably sweet of you. Thank you for the exposure that you gave us for that. And to my new influx of subscribers, welcome! Welcome to Book Boop. If you are new, please comment below. Say hi. I would love to meet you, but welcome. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first book I am going to show you all today is The Haunting of Sunshine Girl by Paige McKenzie. I truly love this book. It is just the most fantastic, creepy read. A short synopsis of this book. We have this girl named Sunshine and her mom, and they move into this house, and soon after they move in, Sunshine discovers that her house is haunted. It's haunted, I think, by 2 ghosts. One that's pretty nice, I guess, and the other one that's not so nice, and I think eventually possesses her mom. It gets pretty creepy, pretty crazy, but I love this. This is actually the first of a trilogy. I love the whole trilogy, but personally, this first book is my favorite. I think a chunk of this book actually happens in the fall and everything. I just really love this book. This is one I need to reread. I want to reread it so bad, but this one is a really great read for fall. Okay, so next one, another one of my favorite books is The Night Gardener by Jonathan Auxier. I love this book so much. It is so good. This one is considered more of a middle grade book. But a quick synopsis of this one, it follows 2 orphans that are from Ireland, and they end up moving into this home where they're going to be like housekeepers and servants for the home. And soon after they move in, they find out that there's this dark tree that's practically growing into the manor, into the house, and this tree can grant wishes, but with a price. This book is super creepy as well, and one thing about Jonathan Auxier that I love in his books is that he usually has some kind of moral or lesson in them, and in this particular one, there's the emphasis on the power of storytelling and the power of stories and how they can shape who you are. And this book is just so much fun, and it's so creepy, and it has a lot of fall vibes in it too, as you can see from the leaves, the rustly leaves. Anyways, this one's fun. I love this book so much that I actually, a few years ago, I wrote a song about this book. That sounds so weird. And no, I'm not going to sing it for you. That's just embarrassing. But I love that book so much. It had such an impact on me that I ended up having a creative outlet for it. So anyways, Night Gardener. Okay. Next one is one that we've heard a lot about recently. I even mentioned it in my last video, and that is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. This one is the perfect read for fall. A synopsis of this one, we follow this girl named Cassidy. She had a near-death experience to where she was able to now pull back the veil, and she's now able to see and communicate with ghosts. And in fact, her best friend is now a ghost. Her family, with some specific circumstances, sorry, tripping over words, they end up traveling to Edinburgh, Scotland, which is one of the most haunted places in the world, and she ends up running into some new ghosts and some new ghosts that aren't so nice, and she has to kind of fight for her life. But this book is so much fun. There's a lot of humor in it and a lot of creepiness in it. It's just a really great fall read. It's fantastic. And honestly, this is one of those books where I got to the end, I literally wanted to flip right back to the front of the book and start over. I loved it. It's a really quick read and it's so much fun. So definitely recommend. Okay, this one, no surprise, I'm sure, and this is another book I mentioned in my last video, and that is One for Sorrow by Mary Downing Hahn. Mary Downing Hahn is one of my favorite authors of all time. She's the one that really got me into reading when I was a kid. But this book, quick synopsis, is a ghost story, and it takes place during the influenza outbreak, or the influenza thing where everybody was dying from it, and it was just crazy. And this follows a little girl where basically her frenemy dies from influenza, and haunts her and just terrorizes her. And it's just, I felt so much for the character, and this book is so creepy. And it's also a longer book that normally Mary Downing Hahn doesn't write. Usually her ghost stories are pretty short. This one's a little bit longer, which I loved and I enjoyed. But this is a really creepy book, and I just enjoyed it so much. It is a fantastic read for the fall. As you can see from the cover, I think the book does take place in the winter, but it's just has such creepy vibes, so well worth reading. Another book I'm going to mention, I don't physically own. I read the ebook copy of it, and you may roll your eyes, and I apologize, but The Silver Eyes by Scott Cawthon, which is the first book in the trilogy for Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, I really love that book. I'm a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. My husband and I really love to watch gameplay of it, especially of Markiplier playing it. It's so much fun to watch, and it's a game I couldn't actually play because it's too creepy for me. But I love watching other people play it, and it's fun. But anyways, back to this book. This book is kind of like the fleshed out story of Five Nights at Freddy's and the lore of it. And basically, Five Nights at Freddy's is about this place that's kind of like our Chuck E. Cheese. It's this place called Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, and they had animatronics that would sing and dance and things like that. And due to some things that happened in the past at this place, some bad things happened, and eventually it ended up to where the place closed down, and the animatronics are actually possessed by the souls of children that have been murdered and are bent on revenge. It sounds really creepy and kind of goofy, weird, but this book was super creepy. I really enjoyed it a lot. It is actually so creepy, and one of the most creepy things I've read, where there are parts I actually felt kind of uncomfortable. I'm not a scary movie or horror movie person. I don't like to watch horror movies. I don't like going to haunted houses, but I love reading creepy books. Tell me how that makes sense. But this book I actually really enjoyed, even though some parts of it got so creepy and horror movie-like, it made me uncomfortable. And also I advise, do not read this book while you're alone in the room at night. And I made the mistake of doing that, and that was really stupid because I totally creeped myself out. I'm hoping to read the rest of the trilogy this year, hopefully in October. I would really love to finish it out because I think it has a lot of really good reviews. But anyways, again, that is The Silver Eyes by Scott Cawthon, Five Nights at Freddy's. Don't knock it till you try it. Come on now. Okay, this very last book is super near and dear to my heart. It is one of my favorite books from my childhood. I remember picking it up over and over again in the library because I loved it so much. And it was probably one of the first books I read that was creepy and made me realize how much I love reading creepy books. And that is Wait Till Helen Comes by Mary Downing Hahn. I truly adore this book. So let me see if I can explain the synopsis pretty quickly. We follow this blended family. It's this mom with her two kids and the husband with her daughter. They get married, and then they end up moving to the country to sort of this church that's been converted into a home. The youngest girl, who's the daughter of the husband, she didn't want her dad to get remarried. She didn't want to share her dad, basically, and she's just kind of acting out, and she's just angry, and she doesn't like her new siblings and all this stuff. And when they move into this old church, there is an old cemetery behind the church, and she ends up becoming friends with this ghost of this girl named Helen, who is her age. And Helen also, all she wants is a friend. Or does she want something more sinister than that? This book is so stinking creepy, and I love it so much. It's a kid's book, but it is amazing. It is so creepy. I very highly recommend this one. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I've read it a bajillion times, and I'm really hoping that my daughter also will love this book because I can't wait to introduce her to it. She's only 2, so there's still several years to go until she can probably read this. But anyways, that was my fall recommendations right there. So many fun, creepy reads. If you've read any of these books, please comment below. Let me know what you think, or if you have some fall recommendations for me, let me know what you think. On this side of the screen is going to be my logo if you'd like to subscribe to my channel and join me in my book journey. On this side is going to be a suggestion of a video for you to watch right after this one if you would like to watch more of my videos. But thank you so much for watching. You rock, and don't forget to keep reading. Bye!